It is time for CyberCast IRL. Welcome, everyone. It is Friday, October 17th, and we are getting ready to kick it off today. Have a good time. I'm hoping I got enough voice left over. I did both jaw-jacking and the daily cyber threat brief this morning for Jerry over at the Simply Cyber YouTube channel. So that was a lot of fun. We had a great time, went through some interesting articles. But man, all that talking I do, and my allergies are kicking in. I can feel the phlegm. We'll see if we can't get some cough medicine for that here momentarily. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. A few housekeeping items. Welcome to what is CyberCast IRL? Maybe you've parachuted in. Maybe someone said, hey, you got to come check out this CyberCast IRL thing. This dude, Daniel Lowry, is a complete moron. I mean, he'll act the fool, and it's kind of funny. And he talks cyber stuff, so it can be a lot of fun. They got a great chat. People in the community show up and they get the conversation going. So a lot of fun times are being had over there. You should come check that out. So hopefully we've got some newbies in the house today. And if you are, make sure that you let yourself be known by raising your hand saying, hey, I'm new here. And everybody can give you a nice warm welcome. And let's see here. So there you go. Well, thank you for joining us. And that is what CyberCast IRL is. Kind of an AMA style / conversation / me being a fool half the time and just talking cyber stuff. And we get to have some fun. And that's what it's all about, because I love bringing the fun back into cybersecurity, because too often it is not that, unfortunately. A couple of things I definitely want to talk about today that can be fun. We're going to have a good time. First of all, if you didn't know that, if you need some Pentest Plus training, or you just want to learn a little bit about pen testing, you can go check this out right there. Complete Pentest Plus course by yours truly. I will make sure that that lovely link is going to be in the description of this episode. I can also do this, copy, and paste it in the chat right now for those of you that are looking for it. Bada bing. So if you want to get some hands-on, some interesting skills for the Complete Pentest Plus course, this will get you prepped for that Pentest Plus PT0-003, or if you just want to pick up some skills, you can absolutely do that as well. We've got 84 lessons. It's like 24 and a half hours of content talking about pre-engagements, going into recon and enumeration techniques, vulnerability assessments and scanning, exploitation for web application, network, all sorts of fun stuff that goes on there. Of course, post-exploitation wouldn't be a pen testing course without it. And then some post-engagement activities that you'll need to. It's called writing a report. We talk a bit about that as well. Tons of lessons. You'll notice that the heavy lessons are right here. 34 lessons right there in exploitation alone. Lots of fun. We have a great time. We laugh. We cut up. I'm kind of a silly person, and I like to have fun. I try to bring that to you. It's not going to be a wall of text. It's not going to be just slide after slide after slide of stuff that you could have just read instead of hear me read it to you. We try to get into the guts of things, very demo heavy. Plus, you get access to all my notes for each episode. And if there were any resources that were relevant in that episode, that is in the notes as well. Links to all that stuff. So really good stuff there. Hopefully you enjoy that if that's interesting to you. Another thing we need to be on the lookout for is Simply CyberCon. It is almost time. You have to get to it. You got to do it now. It's here. It's coming. It's doing it now. Come on, let's go. Do it. Anyway. It is on, if I'm not mistaken. There's the logistics of it. I will blow this up so big you can't even imagine. It's going to be on November 2nd starting, so if you want to get some training, sign up. November 3rd is the main conference, though, on that Monday. So it's going to be at the Charleston Marriott in downtown Charlotte, South Carolina. It's a 15-minute car ride away from downtown. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. Jerry Ozier's going to be there. You guys can't see any of this. Why don't you tell me these things? Daniel got to pay better attention to what the heck's going on his show. Anywho, there it is. Simply CyberCon. I don't know if you saw the Pentest Plus stuff. There it is as well. Bing, 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 bing. But that's what's relevant. I'm going to drop that in copy, chat, paste, 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 paste. That is going in chat as well. So if you want to get signed up, definitely join us there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, where are we at here? Oh, if you want to hang out with us outside of regular IRL times, we also have After Dark, which is on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hence the After Dark. You're getting it now, right? Lots of fun there. After Dark's a good time. Typically have a guest on with that. Next week's guest is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Wait for it. It is going to be, I just don't want to speak out because I'll get it wrong. Philip Wiley. Philip Wiley's going to be on with us. Going to be a lot of fun. Guy's been around the block a time or two. He's got a lot of great information. So come and hang out with us and check that out. I feel like my mic is a little bit hot. It's a little hot. So I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. Give me just a second here. That is not what I wanted to do. Come on, microphone. Work with daddy. Do what I told you. There we go. Just bring it down just a hair. Let's see if that works. That's a little bit nice. That's a nice. It's still pegging though on the red. It's getting into the red. I don't like that. I don't like when it clips. I feel like it's clipping. I don't want it to clip. So I'm going to bring it down another 10 points. And check, check, check. All right, that's much better. There we go. All right, so now we've got that stuff out of the way. You know what time it is, kids. For the newbies out there, you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I mentioned Discord. We got a Discord. Let me throw that there. Let's just see what's going on in Discord right now. That could be fun. Bing. Oh, Wayne dropped a fire little graphic here for us. I'm going to love that. And I'm going to fire it because why not? It's awesome. We got a lot of fun stuff going on there. So come check us out. The link to getting into the Discord and joining the server should be in the description. Cool. Bring that back out of the way. Let's get to the morning pour. That's right. People already said morning pour, morning pour, morning pour. So we did this thing called the morning pour, which is a lot of fun. And that is where I grab my morning camo cup. My Lord's camo. Woodland camo is the only acceptable camo. Digi's okay. That tiger stripe stuff that they used in Nam with the seals and stuff, it's got its place. But this is what's near and dear to the show's heart, is Woodland camo. And we do a little ASMR. I got to turn this fan off because I don't want to mess with the sound at all. And I point the microphone and I get a Monster energy drink because I like Monster. Yes, I know I'm a big sinner and I must repent that I don't drink coffee. What are you going to do? Is what it is. And yeah, but I like the Monster energy drink and it's fun. Today we are going to be enjoying the cool stylings of Ultra Blue Hawaii. I saw somebody posted this on our Discord and I was like, ah, yeah, that's what I'm having. It is blue. It's blue. It's blue. The color of the drink that I hold in my hand is royal blue. For those of you that get that reference. Funny movie. Love that movie. All right, let's get to it, kids. Get the crack. Get the crack. Yeah. Yeah. Tapping the microphone. All right, let's get to this. Pour, 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 pour. Oh, there it goes. It's a little foamy. I did it. It was fun. Tap. Get the ice to come up. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, man, I needed that. My throat is killing me. It's not killing me. It doesn't like hurt. It's just, it feels like there's like I swallowed Gorilla Glue and I can't get it up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tackling fuel. Feeling better. See, it's the power of the Monster. As it rolls down, it starts to spread out into every different direction. Capillaries expand and absorb the Monster and its fruitfulness. Okay, I'm ready to go. I really do feel better. Like my throat is good. I'll probably drink this whole thing before the show is over, just because I need to keep my throat lubricated. That stinking ball of phlegm just getting at me every time. All right, everyone. Let's see here. let's go check in with chat. Now we got that out of the way, man. That's a tasty beverage. That is for sure. Let's see. Now, if you want to talk to me, you need to do like some of these other folks have done. Like, look at Space Tacos here. They know what's up. You at my name and look at that, pops right out. It goes, hey, that's Daniel Lowry. I go, oh, look at that, nice and red there. I can see. I will happily drink your share of all the coffee from now on. Oh, thank you, Space. I happily, I will donate all the coffee to you. I actually told my wife the other day, because my wife loves coffee. I told her the other day, she was kind of lamenting the fact that I don't like coffee, and she wanted to share that with me. And I said, for you, babe, and I'm saying this in public, so I got witnesses. For you, babe, I will drink coffee. If you want to get up every morning and have a cup of coffee with me, I will do that for you, because that's how much I love my wife. So there we go. So thanks, Space Tacos. It looks like George Fuentes, Furious George here, getting the double entendre that I realized when I said it. I was hoping it would get by you, but apparently it did not. All right, Carrie got the color right today. Look at Wes. Royal blue. He knows what's up. Love a good movie quote. Furious George says, T-minus 4 days until my Net Plus exam. I've continued running practice exams, and I still don't find them to be that difficult. Am I really prepared, or should I be concerned? So this is exactly what CyberCast IRL is all about. Right? So if you've got questions, bring them, throw them in the chat. You got something cool you want to talk about, throw it in the chat. Make sure you at my name. If I miss it, which does happen, guess what? We got Wayne's Real World. He's in the chat as well. He's kind of keeping an eye on things. So if I kind of skip past something, he'll do his best to spam me with that so I don't miss it. But this is a great question, Mr. Furious George. Right? You're prepping for an exam. We've all been there. Hopefully, maybe you're new and you haven't taken first exam yet. That's cool. We've all been there as well. But once you're T-2, I've scheduled this thing, I'm getting ready to actually go sit the seat, you start getting paranoid about, am I actually ready for this? I don't know. So you start taking practice exams. And that's cool. Those are great. But how well do they reflect the knowledge that you need to be successful on the actual exam? And that's the question. And that's where you go to the community, because many of us have done that before. And you start a Reddit thread, or you go into a Discord community, and you're like, hey, who has taken what exam, or what exam or practice exams do you recommend that lined up with what you saw when you actually set the exam and you were successful? Because I've totally taken practice exams before, and they made me feel confident. I was like, yeah, I'm going to kill it. I'm about to go in there and kill it. And then I came out, and I was the one with the bullet holes in me. Go, oh, this exam, it got me. It came out of nowhere. Oh no, what are we going to do? It's like, that's just so disheartening and so demoralizing when that happens. I flipping hate that. So go to your friends and colleagues that are in this community, ask them for their help. I typically don't take practice exams myself, but they should give you at least some indication. What I can tell you is that anything that you get wrong on those exams, that's really where, and I've seen, George, I've seen your stuff, Andrew, in our Discord, because you're posting quite often. It's really cool to see and kind of follow your journey to get your Net Plus. And, you're getting in the 80 percentile all the time. Well, that's good. That means you're probably ready to rock. But now, since it's T-minus not too long until you actually take your exam, right? 4 days. Now it's crunch time. Go after those topics that you're not getting right and go, okay, what about that am I missing? Look at the exam objectives that CompTIA gives you and go, what of these things could I just give you a working definition of these things? Could I tell you the difference between two things that are similar? Right? We saw that with your question that you posted about. And let's actually bring that up. Let's show some people out there what's going on in Discord and check that out, because it's been really good. Hopefully I can find it. It's probably in Watch Me Struggle. Let me find it, and then we'll get to it. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, there we go. This was great. I think this was phenomenal. Let's go to the satellite map here. So here's our Discord. Here's Furious George. Here's the question that he got asked, right? A network administrator at a small company wants to improve security by detecting any unauthorized access attempts or suspicious activity on their network. All right, so a security-focused question. Interesting. They have configured a setup that allows them to examine all the inbound and outbound traffic through the company's firewall in real time without affecting the actual data flow. So I didn't even read the question or the answers when I saw this at first because I wanted to see what was going on, and I knew immediately that this was port mirroring, right? And here's why: even though it's kind of focused on security, it's not a security exam necessarily. It has security stuff in it, but it's not a security exam. It's networking focused, and one of the things that you do in networking a lot is port mirroring, because you got to check traffic from time to time. You got to see what's going on. Anytime something goes wrong, you do some port mirroring. Maybe you do span port or things of that nature. So it says, which network monitoring technique are they using? And you answered, they have configured an intrusion detection system. And I see where your head's going with that. Totally get that. This is tricky, right? This was a tricky question. And I'm glad that they gave you a tricky question in your practice exams, because tricky questions are going to be on your actual exam as well. And you need to really drill into. Wes Bryan, you're in chat right now. You know what's up. He knows exactly what's going on with this kind of thing. He is a master at helping people spot those things. He's very good at exam prep. So if you need anybody to help you exam prep, you should definitely jump into my boy Wes Bryan's Discord as well. Okay, so the correct answer is they have enabled a port mirroring on the network which duplicate all firewall traffic to a monitoring station for analysis. Now, the reason that this is the answer is because you'll notice it says, like right here, it says that they want to examine, this is right around this region here, they want to examine all the inbound and outbound traffic through the company's firewall in real time. Okay, IDS does that without affecting the actual data flow, right? And they don't tell you anything else. So what does an IDS do? Like, what is the purpose of an IDS? An IDS is meant to, yes, observe traffic. And then when it sees something it does not like, that it has a rule for, it goes, what the actual heck is this? This is bad. And it alerts someone. There's nothing in here about alerting, right? That honestly, it says that they have configured, okay, so the network administrator, small company, wants to improve security by detecting any unauthorized access attempts or suspicious activities on the network. That's really where it probably tripped you up, because right there you go, oh yeah, that's IDS. I'm going to get alerts. I'm going to get blah, 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 right? So they have configured the setup that allows them to examine all inbound and outbound traffic through a company's firewall in real time without affecting the actual data flow. And that's where, right, like honestly, in real life land, if we were just two dudes talking, I would have said, oh yeah. I mean, like I was thinking more of port mirroring so that we can do IDS. So I need to set up a span port so all that traffic can flow through the IDS, examine that traffic, but I don't want to stop it. I just want to get alerts, right? It's not like an IPS where it's actually going to take action on the traffic itself if it sees something hinky. So an IPS would actually go, oh, no. I see what you're trying to do there. We don't do that here. And it would stop the traffic. Whereas an IDS is just going to alert somebody to, hey, you saw something weird, might want to check that out. But it's not going to interrupt any kind of traffic, right? And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to say. So we start with just mirroring that traffic over to the intrusion detection system if we had that set up, or maybe just a packet analyzer, or whatever. Maybe we're taking a PCAP of it or whatever the case is. So that's tricky, right? But this is the kind of thing you now need to lean into hard to find those nuances, to really pick up the nuance on that stuff. Great question. I really appreciate that you put this stuff in there and that you're bringing it up. Love it. All right. So let's go to chat. I want to check in with chats. Checking in with chats. Let's see here. Apple Monster. I'll go to the bottom and I'll work my way up here. Hey, here we go. Wes Bryan. Like I said, he knows what's up. Pay close attention to the breakdown. Yes. And not just my breakdown, but the questions breakdown. Like really analyze that thing. Don't overextend. Don't read into too much. Listen, and I know that because I'm super guilty of it. I overanalyze questions. You just need to go, what's the first idea that popped in my head? That's probably right. And not overanalyze these things. Let's see here. I just want to make sure that West Bryan is Jason Dion has a great class on Udemy about passing cert tests. That's awesome. Thanks, Wayne's Real World. Oh, I got to sneeze. I feel it. I feel it coming. It's gonna happen. I hate you sneezing. FedEx says, I reply to the question. It's tricky and outdated, but the keyword there is small company because IDS is expensive. Yeah, I mean, you can do some open source stuff, but a real IDS appliance would cost you some money. I don't think that's where they're going with it necessarily, but still a great way to think about it in real life land, honestly. Let's see here. I'm going to back up and see if I can find where we left off. Okay, I think that's about where we were, right? Yeah, because we saw that. And space tacos. You are crazy. I can't read that stuff. All right, let's see here. Bitcoin focused on my studies. Okay, so this is all Furious George. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Carrie Doc says, I'm like your wife. I lament my husband doesn't drink coffee or tea. Yeah. You know what though? I can jump in front of that bullet for my wife. No problemo. I never drink coffee unless it's Black Rifle Coffee, says Wayne's Real World. Cool. Good to know. I'm a fan of Black Rifle Coffee Company. Maybe my wife will drink that. I think she actually has tried it before. I don't know if she likes it or not, though. Been working on Jason Dion's exams. This is all Furious George, more related to our question that we were just looking at. Been taking a total of 6 so far, scoring above 81%. So you're doing great. You should feel confident at this point. Really dive in and dig into those questions that you're not getting right. Keep a list of those. Figure out why you're getting those wrong. And if you know that, you're going to be great for the actual exam. Carrie says, I studied the practice exams for Sec Plus and then I set for the exam. What I studied wasn't on the test and I had to guess. Passed by 2 questions. Hey, a win's a win by an inch or a mile, right? Hey, but yeah, I hate when that happens, when you get a set of practice exam questions and they're just not reflecting what you're seeing in the exam itself. It does happen. You just have to be really discerning and try to find the ones that are best and see if you can, reach out to the community to find that out. Furious George talking about the questions that we used to have back in the day, and now, which is the place that shall not be named. All right, moving on. All right, here's one from Cyber Journey. How do you feel about the CESE from Social Engineer? I found it yesterday. I'm looking at it as the second cert to specialize in. Worth the time and investment, or just get the training? Great question. Let's go to the satellite map and go look up the CESE certification. This is the Certified Ethical Social Engineer. I think that's what you're talking about. Certified. So let's look that up. Certified Ethical Social Engineer. I'm not familiar with this cert, but let's go check out something new for all of us, because that's what this show's all about, for us to learn about new and exciting things. What is this? I don't need your help. And of course, it's blinding bright light. Why did people have not dark mode stuff? I don't need stark white on light blue. I'm a blonde hair. I'm a blue-eyed person. I have sensitivity to light. It's a hands-on scenario-based certification. Test your ability to execute OSINT, phishing, vishing, and more. just like a real adversary over the span of 48 hours. You'll apply your skills against target company with virtual employees and look and act authentic online. Some of these employees don't know they're part of the certification. Interesting. My first thought was it was going to be a bunch of AI generated people, and that's what you were going to do. That is interesting. All right, it is practical. Hold on, what's this? If you completed our foundational application of social engineering, or FACE, and practical application of social engineering, PACE courses, your first attempt is free. Otherwise, you can still take CASE as a standalone exam if you feel like you already possess the skills. All right. What do we know about this thing? So here's the thing. I have never heard of a socialengineer.com. That doesn't mean that they're not a name in the industry. I just have not. Let's go look at how much the certification is. Book a speaker. Okay, let's go back. Okay, why? Get evaluated, stay current. There we go. So it looks like the exam fee is $400, which is competitive in the market at this point in time. If you're going to specialize in social engineering, this could be possible. I don't know how much you're going to see on Indeed about social engineering. So let's go to Indeed.com. Certified social, right? What was it called? CESE. Certified ethical social engineer. Certified ethical social engineer. Not in Ocala. Ali, can you just give me nothing? Thank you. Staff clinical ethicist, probably not what we're looking for. So it's probably not got a ton of name recognition. Again, that doesn't mean it's not valuable. It doesn't mean it's not useful. We're just trying to figure out whether or not this juice is worth the squeeze. It could be something cool that makes you stand out because it's maybe not as well known, but you got to figure that out for you. And yeah, let's go to chat and see what you guys are saying about this. Anything about this case thing? Dark mode is best, absolutely. Wanted to let the community know that there is a new app called Course Center that keeps track of CEUs for certs. That's cool. Chris Hadnagi is CEO. Isn't there some controversy there? I don't know. I haven't heard about that. I don't know what we're talking about there, honestly. I'm just trying to find if anybody knows what's up. Oh, 400 was for the renewal fee. Thank you, Ultraviolet. Yes, it did say that. Not the actual exam cost. If you recall, it's around $2,000. For this guy, yeah, you get the beatbox, right? $2,000 is a touch much for a social engineering thing. I'm not saying, again, see, I love when they hide it. Where did you find that? Oh, there it is. I missed it. The standalone exam is $9.99. Okay, bring that back down. We went from reasonable to crazy to okay, it's pricey, but not too pricey. I mean, the fact that you're calling and talking to real people and you're actually having to social engineer them, that's cool. FedEx letting us know that Chris from Social Engineer, it's legit, and they recently put a workshop for us locally top notch. Cool. This is why we're doing this. Thank you so much, FedEx. We put it out there. I'm not like a social engineer. It's cool stuff. I love that stuff, but it's not something. I'm more of I like the technology side of things than the people side of things. But this is cool. It is an accredited cert, not currently. We work through the process of obtaining formal accreditation so that CESE meets, right? CESE? I don't know how you would call that. Recognized industry standards. We can't guarantee a timeline, but our goal is to finalize in the near future. So there you go. How is your grade determined? Dedicated certification team at social engineers. Yeah, this is kind of an art than it is more of a science. I mean, I guess if you're able to get flags or specific information on people, then you did the thing, right? That's cool. Tyler Ramsby in the house. He's got some information on us there. He says Chris was banned from DEF CON for many bad reasons, then tried to sue, then lost. Bad reasons as he did bad things. Interesting. Man, what is up with this community? What's up, Tyler? Good to see you in the house, brother. Charlie's like, I'm here for like 5 minutes and I'm in the middle of a break from TCM live training. Very cool. Very cool. I'm so glad you were able to join us for at least 5 minutes. Get you in here, having fun. Okay. So there you go. And this is how it kind of goes, right? That's how these things work. Is you got to do your research, you got to look into it, and it doesn't matter whether or not somebody is, the CEO has a bad name and reputation. You got to find this stuff out. If the organization has a bad reputation, what's going on with them? Talk to people that already have that certification. Try to reach out to other communities to see, hey, if anybody knows anything about this cert. So here's our call to action for everybody watching that's either live or on the recording. If you know anything about that, do us a favor. Join us in the CyberCast IRL Discord, link in the description, and let us know. Put something in there. Jump in the general and say, hey, I know a bit about that certification, that CESE certification. I've taken it. I've set the training. I failed. I passed. I've gotten a job because of it. I wasn't able to get jacked because of it. Whatever your experience is, we would really appreciate you coming in and letting us know all about that stuff. Or if you know some people, send them our way so that we can know more about it. Or you could just drop a comment in the description, or not in the description, but in the comment section of this YouTube video. If you don't want to join the Discord, that's totally fine. And that way people start to get an understanding and get it out there on whether or not it's going to be worth it for them to lay that money on the barrelhead and go, I think this is going to be worth it and good for me in my career. Okay, let's go back to chats. See what's up. All right, David Tsui says, some people I network with are doing fast track of certification through my computer career online. Have you heard of this company? You get your Sec Plus, Net Plus fast. Have not heard of that company at all, so I cannot chime in on that. Sorry about that. I wish I could. TechGrunt says, Daniel Lauer's beatbox should be followed by Tom Hanks saying, and that's how they get you. Changed my mind. Let's see here. Furious George, FYI, BHIS is doing a pay what you can. Introductory soft skills. They do that all the time. It's already actually in their recording. So if you can't make it or you just want to start now, it's in their, not course library, but their YouTube library. Just go watch it now. But that's if you don't have the time or whatever, right? Let's see here. What else? Super user do. How would you pitch a phishing campaign to your boss? Context. We have to do measurable improvement reports and our folks getting phished a lot. Thinking a before and after training events. Straw Hat Sec. Good morning, Straw Hat Sec and chat folks. It's going well. We're getting ready to talk about this question right here, which is an interesting question. We have actually talked about this before, and this might actually, so I'm going to give you some information that's not going to help you. And that's going to be fun. And it's funny you bring this up because, grab this link here, High Notion. Please stop doing that. There we go. Please stop doing that. I need the link. You stupid, stupid thing. Quit doing that. Grab the link. Thank you. Copy the clean link. Demi. All right, so this ain't going to help you. Let me drop it in the chat here for you. But it is interesting. And we will paste and go. So cybersecurity training doesn't work. Time wasted with no impact, study finds. And this was August 20th, 2025. This study, which was interesting, and you can read the paper here, going to read that. They found, oh yeah, right? Jerry's losing his mind right now. He can feel it. But they found that a minuscule improvement of only 1.7% lower future failure rate was only observed in recipients' embedded phishing training. A real-time intervention provided. So they basically said, there's nothing we can do. So that's not, like I said, this is not going to help you as far as like pitching to your boss that you need to do a phishing campaign. But you do need to be aware that that is the case, or at least that is this case study. And that's going to play a part in how you approach your boss about whether or not you feel like that is actually going to be a worthwhile investment of your time and resources. Okay. So repeated failure rates are alarming, with 25.9% of users failing at least 2 phishing simulations and 9.8 failing at least 3 out of 10. Only one individual clicked on all the links on links in all 10 phishing emails, but they could never get a 0%. There is always someone that will phish. Now, we do want to reduce that, but they didn't find that to be the case. They found that, yeah. Where was the actual number? I think that was it. I think it was this. Let's start at the top here. So they did 19,500 employees. Not sure if you guys can see that. Over quite some time, finding that a recent completion of cybersecurity awareness training had no significant correlation with reduced phishing failures. And it gets worse. Users who have completed multi-static training sessions have an increased likelihood of failing phishing exercises. That's not right? That's not how it's supposed to work. Isn't that crazy? So a minuscule improvement of only about 1.7% lower future failure rate was only observed in recipients of embedded phishing training. So real-time intervention provided to users in real time. So what that tells me is that even if we train our users, they're not going to do well enough. So we need stronger defenses, right? So does that mean we don't train them? I don't think so. I think we should still do training, but we just need to understand the effectiveness of it. And that needs to be a push for some better controls, some better security controls that can see links, that can understand where they go, maybe something with AI, something next gen, so on and so forth, that is kind of sandboxing and doing some triage well before the end user ever sees the thing. So hopefully that's where we're going. And that way we just build stronger systems so that our end users don't have to try to spend their time failing. And then you know what they do? They don't tell anybody because they're scared. They realize something bad has happened and they get scared and think, I'm going to get in trouble. And unfortunately, so they don't tell anyone. And that's what's up. So I find the best things to do when it comes to phishing is give them phishing awareness training, right? Run a phishing campaign, show them the danger of it, and go, see how easy that was. And we know that's not your fault. What we're trying to do is get you kind of more up to date, more up to speed, that when you see something, even if you clicked on it, you feel confident in contacting us and going, hey, you know what? I clicked on something. Maybe it's nothing, but maybe it was a phishing link. So I just wanted to let you be aware. I feel like the better response is have them like speaking up, have them feeling confident and unafraid to come to the team and say, clicked on something here just a moment ago. I don't know, got a weird feeling about it. I just want to let you guys know. Maybe you want to run a scan. Maybe you want to do something. I don't know, right? Have some steps for them to easily just kind of pass the buck on to us as the security team. And that's our job, so that we can just start looking at stuff and getting it into our AI agents or something and running it into Sandbox or do whatever it is. Again, right, as FedEx says, you get more bees with honey and not with fire, not with smoke, right? Let's see here. I'm sorry, that was the wrong button. I get white screens here. Why? Why is everything like that? I got to install the dark reader on that browser. Oh, I legit just ran myself out of breath. I talked so much. Get a deep breath here, Daniel. Get a deep breath. Where are we at? TechGrunt says, cue Jerry's name where he sensed the disturbance in GRC. Yeah. He did indeed. Muteman5452 says, I have been on a C2 journey and I've seen many different features. What is your make or break C2 feature? Malleable C2, right? The fact that you can easily modify and change how the C2 profile looks so that it can better bypass defenses. That's giving me the capability to do that easily is probably the nicest feature you can get. Let's see here. So there was your phishing campaign. Yeah, sorry to throw that out there, but hopefully you can use that Straw Hat Sec to really build a strong case. Use that information. Be an informed person. That way you can build a case. Anytime when it comes to pitching your uppers, your bosses, your managers, or whatever the case is, your betters, as I used to like to say. Oh, my betters have thought better of it than that because I'm not as good as them. But it's all about buy-in. It's all about trying to just pitch them, right? You're selling them on something, probably some security thing, right? That's going to cost money, time, and effort. And that's what it is. If you really just want to scare the total dog pee out of them, just use something like Evil Jinx. Wes is saying, you can run a credential harvesting malicious payloads, drive-by URL, blah, 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 blah. You can really rapid fire and fearmonger them pretty good. But if you did the demonstration of you doing some sort of session token stealing through something like Evil Jinx and GoFish, that would be compelling, to say the least. I would think, at least in some way, and go, this is why we do, right? This is why we do things like penetration tests, is to show them the risk, because they don't know. They don't understand. It's all about identifying the risk to their business and then taking that vulnerability, going, this is how it mates up with, I guess I'll go this way. This is the risk. Here's our business. This is where it goes. And this is the danger zone. We are at high risk. We are at low risk. If you feel like this is the highest risk thing, which it probably is, then you need to, that's how you go about it. We have risk to our business through these things. Grab some Hacker News articles that's all about phishing links, led to malware, led to data breach, led to sanctions. Follow the bouncing ball. Here's our threat profile. Here's what I've worked up to go, I feel like the risk is high for us because we don't have things in place to help fortify and safety up our environment. Our end users know nothing about phishing link. We've never told them a thing. So they're at a higher level, which increases our risk, right, to our business. And we need to decrease risk. And something as simple as me putting up together some lunch and learns and doing a phishing campaign, which I can easily do. Here's how much time and effort it's going to take. Here's how much it's going to cost you. That's a low lift effort for us to grab some more, to snatch the victory from the jaws of defeat, at least a little bit more. And it's all about incremental risk lowering. We want to lower the risk to our business as much as we can and don't leave anything on the table for attackers. So even if it's by 2%, we just took 2% off the table. And if we do another thing and that takes another 2%, nickels and dimes make up dollars. And that's how it ends up working. We can do incrementally things to bring the risk down and make ourselves a much more secure platform. That's how I would pitch it. That's how I would go. As Wayne's Real World says in the chat, risk plus money loss equals listing. That's what's up. Okay, so off to the chat room, off to the chat. Let's see, where are we at? Let's just look at some chats. White Hat Sheepdog in the house. What's up, White Hat Sheepdog? Did anyone take the Sec AI Plus cert from CompTIA? Good question. I have not. I'm too busy right now. I didn't even try to grab one. Agent 57 says, dude, I had an interview yesterday and I got through to the last round. What's up? That's what we like. It's for an internship, but I think I should do okay on the next one too. The job starts in January. Oh, bro, hope you do great. We're pulling for you. We're rooting for you. Love to hear very soon, very shortly. Come back and let us know. And you know what else? Share your experience. What was that like? What kind of questions did they ask? What did they kind of focus on? What were their topic areas? What were the things that kind of caught you off guard that they asked you? What questions did you ask? You better go in there ready to have a conversation and not just be interrogated, right? Go in there going, this is the kind of business that they do. This is the kind of thing that I would be doing if I got this role. Ask them about it. What's it like to do this? How often do we spend working on that? Who would I be working with? Would I have opportunity to get into this stuff? Because I'm really interested in that. Throw some monkeys on their back and let them have to answer your questions as well. Make it more of a dialogue than just an interrogation. So hopefully we can see that win very, very shortly. That'll be awesome. Going back to chat, what else we got there? Furious George talking about getting news from Wes Bryan's Discord. Yes, he has a thing that is posting news articles constantly. So if you need to stay on top of stuff, Wes has a great Discord for that. Ted Grunt, everyone here, has anyone taken the Sec AI beta exam? I think we were just talking about that. I have not. Love to hear from anybody that has, because that's just interesting. It's new. It's on the horizons. It's out there. We got 15 minutes left in the show. Again, for those of you that are just kind of jumping in right now or anything like that, we've got a cool Discord community. If you want to join us there later, after, constantly people talking and having fun there, just continuing the conversation that you're hearing here, basically going on there. The link is in the description of this video. So check that out. Let's see here. Thank you, Wayne's Real World. 74LS NE555 says, I passed my CISSE on Monday. What's up? Let's go. That's what we're talking about. That's what we'd like to see. That is what we like to see. I want to make this a little bigger so we can all see this a little bit better. There we go. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Yes, thank you. Are very welcome, 74LS. Congratulations on a win. We love hearing about wins here. It's what it's all about. Phil Stafford says, I'm waiting to hear back about the AI Sec Plus, but I know John V was an SME on. Okay, well, if John V was SME on that, that's what's up. It's going to be good. He is extremely adept at these things. He's my kind of go-to AI guy. If I need to know something AI, I'm going to reach out to John V. Or John 5, as it most likely is. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's right. Loving hearing about these wins. Okay, let's see here. Do I have any topics for us to talk about? And you know what's cool? Is in the Discord, I have this whole thing that says CyberCast topic suggestions. Let me go in there and see what else we got going on. Let's see here. I'll bring it over here and make sure we can all see that. This was a fun one where the South Korean government facility caught fire and destroyed with no backup 558 terabytes of data. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what? And that can have us talk about business continuity, disaster recovery. Yeah. Let's go there. Let's talk that. So if you've got, 854, 45, however many terabytes of data, and you haven't backed that up, and you're a government agency, this is an issue, kids. That's like, I want to feel bad for them on one hand, and on the other hand, you're like, what? How is that even a thing? How do you get down? Like, anyway, that was just a fun, interesting story. But really start thinking about your own backups. I actually lost a drive the other day that I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to back this up. I don't think there was anything really sensitive on it. And honestly, I don't think the drive is lost. I just think the power module it's a USB powered drive. I think that because it's like chirping, not mechanically, but digitally, it's like chirp, chirp. And it's usually means it's not getting enough power to power the drive. So I think just the power went out on it. But just let you know, right? What's the rule of thumb here, everyone? 2 is 1 and 1 is none. That's how it works. If you have a drive, you need to have another drive that's a backup of that drive. So whenever you buy one drive, you should buy 2. That's how that works. All right, let's go back. Yeah, 500 terabytes not backed up. What could go wrong? That's right. Sierra Montgomery in the house. Good morning, Sierra Montgomery. Thanks for all the extra streaming mojo this week, Daniel Lowry. You crushed it. Are appreciated. Thank you so much. You are appreciated because you are everywhere with us, hanging out and contributing, like always, and you're fire. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, let's see here. Neo Tokyo asks, how's CRTO prep going? It does get into the weeds. I'm learning some stuff. It's really cool, actually. There are things that I have kind of touched and done before, but never really properly got into the environment of. So it's been interesting, to say the least. The information in the CRTO, very, very good. We kind of talked about this last week. So I've moved in from the whole, kind of gotten to the introductory stuff of what is red teaming and, OPSEC and things of that nature. Great information there as well. If pros, let's do pros and cons. Just a real quick review. Pros so far are information, chef's kiss. Everything in there is amazing. Some of it's a little out of my realm technically because I'm not a C# programmer. Yeah. So there is that. That's not necessarily a con. It's just okay, here we go. Gotta learn something new. Gotta pick up a new skill, and it's gonna be a slog until I get more handy and familiar with this stuff. So I don't think that's either a pro or con. Actually, if I had to put it in a pile, I would put it in a pro because that means I'm gaining better skills and more useful skill in my skill base. My con pile is it is a wall of text. It's basically reading a book. I'm reading a book, and they provide a lab environment for me to do step-by-step labs. Do this, do that, follow that, do that. And that's cool. I like labs. Labs are great. So far, I haven't hit any, hey, do whatever you want labs. I would love to see that as well. I understand it's like a money thing, but I wish that was there. That would be kind of cool to just try stuff that you're learning in an environment that's not set up to hold your hand to make it happen. Just see, can I remember how to do these things without the help of the lab guide, right? And I wish there was video training. There are videos from time to time, not a lot of them so far. Maybe that gets more. So hopefully that changes. I like video training. I like to be engaged. I like to feel like this is fun. We're doing this together, and you're making me laugh, and you're keeping me stuff. And I have a real trouble staying engaged with just basically an online book. And that's my biggest con in the con pile. So there you go. Yep. Yeah. So short and sweet and to the point. Let's get to the next question. Bearded Ruckus. Once you have experience in the field, do people usually update their certifications, or do they let it expire, more so for Security Plus and CISSP Plus? So I will tell you, I am guilty of this. I get a cert, I'm like, cool, I let it expire. If you need a job, that is a bad place to be, because now you got to go like recertify and all that stuff, or put it on your resume that they're all expired. Now that might have been last year's certs they might have just expired. And it's a tricky thing. It's a weird thing. So just here's my advice. Create you need to stay on top of what certifications you have, when they expire, and create a schedule and a plan for staying on top of that. That's what I've learned, because otherwise now you got to go take 5 exams. And you're like, oh, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, right? If you work for a company that will pay for your certs, do not sleep on that, right? Let them pay for you to take those certs. I know it's not fun to study for them. Listen, preaching to the choir. That's one of the biggest reasons I am guilty of this. I'm bad at this, is I don't like taking exams. I don't like doing it. It's not fun, ever. But it is good for you, okay? So create a schedule, have reminders set to go, hey, you've got 6 months until this cert expires. It's time to start studying. It's time to start getting ready. Put away a little money and get ready to recertify this thing. Do not let them lapse, especially if you think they are going to be useful for you. And things like Sec Plus and CISSP, it's just go recertify, right? And yes, it is common that people do that. Be uncommon, right? That's what separates you from other people. Is yours are, you're just still sort of, and I stay on top of those things. I like to be on top. Those are the kind of things that you can bring to the table when it comes to interviews, resumes, things of that nature. That's going to be great for you. All right. Anything else? Phil, he's my red team contact as well. I must have missed something here. From Phil Stafford. Who's your... Oh, you talking about John V? John 5? Yeah. Yeah, he's a super smart guy. McAfee have mailbox scanning now or nefarious emails. Anyone use this? I have not. I have it, but nothing flagged yet. No, I have not used that. David Tui, reaching out to the community. What else have we got going on? Yeah. Moving on. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. That is exactly right. All right. David 2 says, what do you think of Windows 10 end of life? The unsupported machines will have an extension for a year, so no panics there, hopefully. Why aren't you updating? This is my question. Like, is it a money thing? Is that what it's all about? So when I worked in the field, and that was a thing, because I saw the move from Windows 7, Windows XP to, man, I've actually seen a lot of moves. I've seen the move from 2000 to XP. I saw XP to where I was working in the field when it happened and we had to deal with it. I saw XP to Vista, then 7. Didn't see a big push from 7 to 8, but 7 to 10, yes. And that's when I kind of like, I was then full-time as an instructor and just teaching the technologies and not actually like in charge of them anymore. So in every shop that I was at, when they announced new, we upgraded. We just started upgrading. As soon as it came out, we picked out test users in every area of our organizations and go, guess what? You're getting the new. And they're like, what? I don't want that. I'm like, too bad. It's happening. We ruled with an iron fist when it came to our technology stack. And then we checked in with them. And after like a couple of months, we're like, all right, everybody else is getting it. And that's what's happening. We just straight up upgraded all the time. If it came out, got tested, then it got upgraded. That's how it works. So I don't understand why people are still on Windows 10 necessarily. Especially when they had the whole free upgrade to Windows 11 and like, what's up, dude? Let's see. We only got like 1 minute left. John 5 is hilarious. His last name also starts with V, which can legit pull off Johnny 5. Yeah. Funny Phil Stafford. I love it. I was at Stony for the XP Vista. This is Phil Stafford again. Luckily I was Apple by the time we had Win 7. At Apple. Yeah. The Tech Mafia. Yeah, we straight up were. We were like Russian mobsters showing up like, I see you have not upgraded yet. Why do you hold out on us? Why are you not trying to upgrade? Honestly, we did not give them an opportunity. It just rolled out. They just walked in one day and was like, well, you got a new computer. Yep, you sure did. we had people try to hold on to their old stuff, and we would just disable the computer account. They couldn't log in. They're like, oh, it's not working. We're like, oh, it must be broken. I think we sent you a new one though, didn't we? They're like, oh yeah, it's in a box right here. Just haven't migrated yet. Like, ah, cool. Well, go ahead and start doing that, I guess. And we'll send UPS to pick that old and busted thing up. So that's how it rolled. Has to do with hardware requirements. Yeah, we also stayed on top. So that's where I was like, is it a money thing where you can't afford the hardware requirements? And by the way, there is an operating system out there. You may have heard of it. It's called Linux. And some of them are really user-friendly, like Mint, like, oh, I don't know. I think it's Elementary. There's Zorin. There's some that are meant to be newbie user-friendly. And you could get some test people and start introducing them to these things. I get it. If you're in an Active Directory environment, that's a little easier said than done. But if you're not, if you got stuff that can easily upgrade and use those old things, so did you think it was going to be forever that it was going to run on this technology, that it was going to run on that hardware? What, were you not budgeting money for upgrades for your actual hardware devices? That's what's up. You got to do those things. That's called running business. Let's see here. It's similar to the Vista thing all over again. New underpowered hardware has to stay on Windows 10. I wouldn't say happy with the newest machine. Yeah, I get it. This is where good budgeting comes in. All right, kids. Well, that's an interesting, fun topic for us to call it a day on. What are you going to do? A lot of people say moving to Windows are moving to Linux because they couldn't get that XP reboot cycle. Get out of it. Was fed up. I love me some Linux, so I had to take any opportunity to promote it. Have some fun. Get your hands dirty. You will get there. You will get there. Yeah, there's some times you're just like, why doesn't this work? But that struggle bus will lead to, a better experience. Maybe not for your end user, your average end user, but for you who's into technology, highly recommend it. A lot of fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you next week on CyberCast IRL. We also have CyberCast After Dark with Philip Wiley at 9 p.m. this Wednesday, which is October wait for it, 22nd, October 22nd, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. CyberCast After Dark with Philip Wiley. Till then, everyone, have a great day and keep hacking.